Fez, Senator Joe Biden, that's the man that you picked to go all the way. He's taking a little bit of heat now for comments he made to the New York Observer. He said of Senator Barack Obama, you got the first mainstream African-American who's articulate, bright, and clean, and a nice-looking guy. That's storybook, man. All right, is he done, Earl? Does this ruin Joe Biden with the Democrats?
Oh, of course it does. I mean, he completely insulted the man. There's been clean, articulate.
I mean, really clean.
I think clean is really the worst thing he said in this whole thing.
You know, or why even not just say, here's a guy who comes out and he's smart and clean. He hasn't done anything, but he's got the look. Nobody would complain about that.
Right.
But to go, the first African-American who comes out here, who's articulate, clean, and good-looking.
I mean,
Sidney Poitier must be furious right now.
I bathe.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, we don't bathe, we don't do any of these things. I mean, Jesse Jackson was articulate and clean. That the clean part is going to
Probably not clean enough.
But what?
Joe Biden knows all these people. He's been around them. Maybe some of them smell.
We don't pick candidates on body odor.
Al Sharpton can sweat up a shirt.
Why not just say Joe Biden should be like this? You know, you got Osama coming out here. He's walking upright. He's going to be tough to be. He acts like the only thing that Obama has brought to the table right now is that he's using utensils when he eats.
So, yeah, I think he's done because they're just, you know what? He probably didn't even mean it in any sort of derogatory context, but it's just the way. It's like you have to have the perfect season to make it to the White House. Yeah, they're just going to dive on him for this.
Mike, you're on Fez.
Hey, you know who should get heat? Earl. He said Angelina Jolie. What is this guy, a fake?
It really seems like we're at the point now where Earl and Dave want nothing to do with the show. I finally got that through my head this week, and I understand it. It might be just a little too much on their on the table for them. Hey, Randy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what's up, buddies?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think you should get one of those jug of milks that you bring that they get out at the end of Indy 500 and drink that.
Yeah, I don't understand the Indy 500 why they're just. Can you imagine being that hot and then chugging milk? Indianapolis is one wacky place. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
You know, Joe Biden totally stuck his foot in many orifices of his body, and he's probably done. But worse, much worse, is being that Black Earl is the African representative of African American representative of the show, and he's the worst because he's so cheap and he's awful in the way he represents.
All right, I really might need somebody a little more militant to work in here with every night. You're just not representing the way we're looking for, Earl.
What? This guy's saying I'm not black enough for the show?
You're not black enough for yourself. That's the problem. It's not so much for the show.
Oh, that's sad.
You're not black enough for Earl right now. And I found this out. Since that statement, Earl's voting for Joe Biden. He hadn't really followed the Delaware senator that much until today.
Well, that makes up my mind. I've got my candidate.
Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey there, Ronnie Fez.
Yeah.
Listen, when they were talking about clean, they're talking about, like, you know, a criminal record or...
I see. All right. So clean to him means no outside babies.
Yeah, well, yeah, Sharpton with, with Tawana, the whole deal.
All right, that's a good... Now, is that less offensive to you, Earl?
It's even more offensive because, I mean, like Jesse Jackson, I don't think he has an arrest record, and Shirley Chisholm didn't have an arrest record.
Jesse Jackson has outside babies. You know it, and I know it.
Just got the one, that's all.
That's plenty when you're running for president. That would normally destroy you.
He's not the first president to have outside babies.
No, but to get caught with it.
He posed with the mistress in the Oval Office.
Here is Kevin. Kevin, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys, does anybody even pay attention on the show? You asked Dave what his favorite movie star was, and he says Bob Dylan?
Dave has decided he and Earl are not crazy about doing the show every night. It's very, very difficult for him to it's a little too late at night for him, Fez. He'd rather get home, brush his teeth, and get to sleep early.
Footy pajamas.
I don't mind that at all. Louie, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, fellas?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think they meant soap and water clean. I think they're saying first African American without a drug problem.
I still want him to go in a bucket just so I can find out. That's what I'm after. Now, you think that's what he went for? Because we know Jesse Jackson loves the hemp. And Al Sharpton, please. Remember that thing where he was wearing the cowboy hat and the drug sting?
Oh, God.
Dressed like John Benet Ramsey in that thing.
I never forget the drugs thing with him. He was fantastic.
And that was him at his most heaviest, too.
Yeah.
He just looked so shady.
Yeah. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Biden also said that Barack Obama was the first candidate who didn't have ashy elbows.
See, I think that's going to ruin things for Joe Biden. I don't think you bring up ashy elbows. Earl, let's take a look at your elbows. Ugh.
Wow.
So ashy.
So that's ashy.
Oh. Jonathan, you're on Run Fez.
BAC 50563.
How are you, man?
Hey, guys. I personally think that Senator Biden was referring to Obama being the first African-American candidate to not have flies all over his face.
Earl, would that make you feel better if he meant that?
No, it would not make me feel better. He never had I don't think he went a day hungry in his life.
And yet, so many do. That's the problem. Where was Obama born?
Obama was born in Hawaii.
Hawaii. And then how did he end up in that Muslim school?
He was raised in Indonesia. So he was in Indonesia first before he ended up in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, it's very difficult when you move around a lot like that. I mean, of course, you get things, you experience the world, and you give up things. But when you're in a family and your dad's a terrorist, you do have to move around quite a bit.
There is absolutely no proof that he is.
Oh, I can't prove it, Earl. I just know it. In my heart, I just know it.
The problem is, it doesn't sound too clean to me with this Indonesian Muslim past.
Tony, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, how you doing? I think he means clean in the term of like shades on a chart. Color, he's kind of light skinned.
All right, so so that's not offensive, is it, Earl? If Joe Biden he's nice and clean, as in shiny, basically saying that Obama is shiny.
Still offensive, and even if he had the high yellow look, it would still be offensive.
I don't think we use that term anymore, do we? 866-313-FREE.
Not with our next president.
866-313-FREE. Joe Biden, I don't know where he is on this, Fez. I think he's probably going to have a tough time pulling out of it. Bulldog, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Biden also said that he liked the way that Governor Richardson from New Mexico smacks his wife around.
All right, thank you very much. Mark, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
The thing about Obama is he has a past with drugs.
Yeah.
But he admitted it in a book he wrote years ago. There's nothing they can dig up on him.
All right, what drugs did he do? How old is Obama, by the way?
I believe he said pot and cocaine, but I'm not positive. But he admitted it a long time ago. They said there's nothing they can dig up.
How old is Obama?
I think Obama's like 45.
All right, name me one guy who's 45 who hasn't rolled up a straw and went down on a plate. I'm guaranteeing you right now, anyone in this country in their mid-40s has either taken the mirror off the ground and chopped a little on the table, or I was a geek back in high school, let's face it.
What I like about Joe Biden in this statement is it really is basically the same day that he announced, yes, I have my exploratory committee. I'm running for president of the United States. So one day we'll get the announcement that I'm in. Tomorrow we'll get the announcement that he's out.
I don't know, Fezzi. We need to let the guy explain himself. Here's Death Metal Mo. Hey, Mo.
Gentlemen, great to hear you. 917, I'm checking in.
It's good to hear from our buddy.
Gracias, buddies. I believe I heard Biden sound clip from him saying that Obama was so clean and so black.
Oh, so he meant it in a nice way.
Yeah, he meant it in the Wolf Blitzer way.
Sure. I think it's fantastic. He is clean. That's not so bad. Frank, you're on Run Fez.
Yo, Fez, Ron.
Yeah.
How you doing? Listen, clean is not being caught in any homosexual acts yet.
I say nice and clean. Maybe, Earl, he meant it in the poltergeist way, like this house is clean.
He's not possessed.
This Negro is clean. As if he's taken all the evil spirits out, which is a positive thing if you're running.
Yeah, of course it is, but that word, just bringing up that word.
Earl, could you see yourself voting for Joe Biden now?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
You know he's a really smart guy.
Yes, he said a lot of strong and articulate things. But
Uh-huh. And is this one of them for you?
No, I mean,
this is my favorite.
Yeah.
This completely turned me off to it.
It's finally, he's turned my head, and I'm like, Joe Biden is saying things. Hey, Vince, you're on Fez.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think he meant that he didn't have any barbecue sauce on his fingers?
All right, Earl, maybe he meant that. Look at his shirt.
You don't even know if the man likes barbecue. Not all black people eat barbecue.
I eat barbecue. Does that make me black?
No, it just makes you a very smart eater.
Ken, you're on Fez.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is. He goes, what he meant, wear those baggy pants with the underwear hanging out.
I see the thing that gets Fez so upset.
Exactly. Yeah.
This fellow's clean. Joe Biden, next president of the United States, it looks like, out of the mighty state of Delaware. You're really pulling some strength when you come out of Delaware. When you can actually run across your state. What makes you think you can pull enough votes? All right, here's what Joe Biden said. And who hasn't thought it? He was talking about Barack Obama. You got the first mainstream African-American who's articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. That's storybook, man.
It really is storybook, man. I agree with that part of it.
Dick, you're on Fez.
What he meant was when they're in the congressional locker room, he's seen them naked. He sniffed. He's clean.
Oh, he's nice and clean.
Oh, okay.
There's you never have to worry about cheese. Here's Sal. Sal, you're on Fez.
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Thing is, I love your show. Listen every day on delivering pizzas, but you guys always come down and Earl. That caller who said, Earl, you're the best. You are the perfect person because you don't consider you're not too black, too white. You're just human being, and you're doing a great job.
Can I tell you what?
I don't like how you always disagreeing with the guy. He's a great producer.
No, let me just say this, Sal. I agree with you 100%. I'm a big fan of Earl's, and I think he's clean. If I was to give him the ultimate compliment, he's a fine producer, and he's clean.
I think he's clean, and he has fresh breath.
I'd invite him into my house. He's so clean. I can't get him into Biden's house.
Is that going to be the new word now? That's clean.
Brother, clean. Tom, you're on Fez.
Hey there. I think Senator Biden saw Obama out on the playground. He's clean. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net. That's what it's all about. Clean is a swish, Earl. That's the whole thing.
So these are compliments.
Yeah. I don't like a guy who uses the backboard. It seems wimpy to me. Go for net. We got a break here. Ron and Fez Show. It's the Ron and Fez Show. RonFez.net is the website. Every night they're over there running a listening thread. And you can also head on over there to hear any news about the show, see some pictures, old bits that we used to do. Go to the section called Before Fez Peaked, and you'll hear some of the most hysterical stuff in the history of radio.
They have a section called that?
Yeah, they do. It's great. Back in the day, Fezzy, you were unbelievable. 866-313-FREE, 866-313-FREE. It's Ron and Fez. We're with you till 9 o'clock tonight. Then we get out of the way for the Penn Jillette show. And Fez, I just read that Penn Jillette's TV show got picked up.
Oh, okay.
The How to Racial Profile and Spot People show.
Identity.
Yeah, Identity. So you'll be able to look at people and go, oh, the alcoholic is the Irish guy, the migrant worker, the little Spanish guy. And I saw Penn talking about this and said that they have an FBI agent who comes on at one point. You could kind of do like, all right, I want to hint. The FBI agent is never wrong.
Really?
He's able to sit there, look at people. It's what he does for a living, and know what they do.
I guess that's why he's with the feds.
Yeah, that's probably how he got that job. And I think if he looked over Barack Obama, he'd have to say clean. I like the fact that Barack is he the first guy out that ever said he used to get high back in the day?
Yeah, I think so, because even Clinton, would do the I never inhaled.
And there's a real big difference between I smoked a joint when I was younger and I love the sniz. It's really two different areas there. You have really went from the kiddie pool to diving in the deep end. I mean, to say that we put up, say a guy could get away with saying I snorted some coke, that's like saying I'd like to put the spike in my arm and just take a little vacation with heroin.
With Barack Obama, yeah, it happened. I partied.
Now, see, I'm not one of those guys who wants the President of the United States to have not lived a life by the time he gets to adulthood. I don't want the guy who always lived in the library. I'd like a guy who has a little bit of street smarts.
Yeah, as long as I guess he's not taking the problem into the White House with him, where he's got, access to the military.
Bro, now he's 50, some years old. There's very few guys 50 years old who are going to party the same way when they're 18. But at the same way, I don't want a guy who's 18 who acts like he's 50. That's a little bit too much of a stuffed shirt. I think you want a full life. You want to, when you have a CEO of a corporation, you don't expect him to be squeaky clean.
Right. Yeah, it's everyone has a past at this point. You can't avoid it.
I want to know that you had the President of the United States who, when he was younger, was in that car with his friends, screaming into the jack-in-box window, trying to get some food. We need food! And then later on, that guy becomes President of the United States. I want a guy who, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, was in Denny's, screaming at the waitress, "Hurry! Where's our food?"
Denny's could just open at midnight or 2 a.m. and be fine. They don't even have to be open the rest of the day. As long as they're open for those partying hours, that would be enough for Denny's.
Here's Jen. Jen, you're on Fez.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to point out that Bush did coke back in the day, so you can't really bust on Obama.
No. He never admitted to it. Obama, as far as I know, is the first one who admitted to it.
In the campaign trail, I thought that Bush was pretty much nailed for it, even if he didn't really talk about it.
No, you've got, just like Clinton with the pot, you've got to be able to say, I did it, where Clinton wouldn't do it. And Bush said, yes, as we know, I've had my demons, and luckily Jesus stopped me. Jesus stopped me.
George W. had sins, not drugs.
Adam, you're on Run of Fez.
Old stinkest pink veteran, 6725.
What do you say, bro?
All the old school presidents, they were all alcoholics. I'd rather have somebody in there that's blowing rails off the Oval Office desk.
Well, they said, one of the people considered one of the greatest statesmen of all time, Churchill, was drunk every night of World War II. And I don't mean he sat down and had a drink or two before he went to sleep. Supposedly, he was knee wobbling, calling old girlfriends, heading out to look for an open pizza place drunk.
Yeah, he would walk out of the place naked. He would be so rip-roaring drunk.
And did he get the job done? Yeah. We won World War II. He was able to pull a country together, hold the country.
He was probably constantly calling for fish and chips or something when he has just tied one on.
See, that's my problem with the British. Drunk food is a little more starchy. I don't think I can make it through fish and chips at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to have something a little less seafoody that late at night.
Yeah, the fish is going to swim back upstream on you.
What's a perfect drunk food for you, Fez?
Onion rings. I think it's the only time I have onion rings is when I'm drunk. Is when I've been partying.
Onion rings are strong.
Yeah.
Not the best thing for you.
No.
And, don't get me wrong. Drunk food, way different from stoned food. Stoned food for me, like if you're just smoking and nothing else, I want something crunchy. I want something that's going to crunch. And I don't need nearly the amount of food as when you're drinking. When you're drinking, you need a really big base. And I don't know whether you know because you're not going to keep it all, but it seems like you want everything covered when you're drunk.
When you're drunk, your eyes get a really big appetite where everything looks good and you got to order it or just grab it out of the refrigerator.
Well, you're starving. When you're stoned, you're kind of really hungry, but interested as well. I think I can sit down and enjoy sushi when stoned, and I'm not going to use that as drunk food.
When you're stoned, you're a little bit more into textures instead of just volume.